Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy.
For decades, and everything will be revealed.
Senator Robert F. Kennedy and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years.
Breaking news. Trump discovers new way to fan the flames in California by withholding disaster relief. That's right, folks. Our former commander-in-chief has decided that the best way to help wildfire victims is to not help them at all. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. In a move that's got even his own party sweating, Trump's threatening to play keep away with federal aid unless California bends to his will. It's like watching a bad reality TV show, except the consequences are all too real for those caught in the crossfire. Alright folks, grab your popcorn because Trump's latest reality show is a real doozy. Our orange friend has decided to play a twisted game of let's make a deal with California's disaster relief funds. Because nothing says stable genius like holding aid hostage while people's homes are turning into barbecue. So picture this, California's burning faster than Trump's Twitter feed during a late night Kovfef binge.
A number of people saying the Oscars should be canceled because of the fire. I disagree. That would put thousands of people out of work. There are people who work at the show, people who work at the parties, valets, security guards. His doctor found a dead parasite in his head, and now he's going to be in charge of health and human services for the whole country. Some of them are awful, some are just blatantly unconstitutional, but one of them, I have to admit, I'm a little bit excited about. Gets any work the rest of the year? No.
And what does our illustrious ex-president do? He decides it's the perfect time to throw a tantrum about water management. Yeah, you heard that right. Trump's demanding California let water flow before he'll even think about helping. Because apparently in Trump's world, firefighters are battling blazes with super soakers and kiddie pools. But wait, it gets better. Trump's logic is about as solid as his hair in a hurricane. He's spouting off claims about California's water management that have experts facepalming so hard they're leaving marks. It's like he thinks the state is hoarding water in giant bathtubs just to spite him. Newsflash, Donnie. California's water issues are more complicated than your excuses for losing the election. Meanwhile, real people are losing their homes faster than Trump loses lawsuits. But hey, who cares about that when there's a chance to score some political points, right? It's like watching a toddler play Monopoly with actual real estate. Oh, your house is on fire. Well, maybe if you'd built a hotel instead.
It's the first time in history that a natural disaster will be visited by an even bigger natural disaster.
Senator Robert F. Kennedy and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years.
There's the guy who works the Manicam at E. You think that guy, he's here to blame us for the fires in person?
The kicker? Trump's water claims are about as accurate as his golf scores. Experts are lining up to call BS faster than you can say fake news. But facts have never been Trump's strong suit. He's more interested in alternative facts, like how windmills cause cancer and how he's actually 6'3" and 239 pounds. But here's the real shocker. Turns out playing political hot potato with people's lives isn't a great look.
For decades, and everything will be revealed.
No, there are no states where that can happen. Trump has, he's issued a number of executive, JFK, RFK, Martin Luther King. He's also planning to declassify the KFC files. Tomorrow, President Trump is visiting LA. He's coming to LA.
Who knew? Even some Republicans are starting to sweat, and not just because of the wildfires. They're realizing that maybe, just maybe, holding disaster relief hostage might not play well with voters who don't want their houses to become oversized fire pits. Well, well, well. Looks like some Republicans are finally growing spines faster than Trump can tweet fake news. But don't get too excited, folks. These GOP rebels are shaking in their boots more than a turkey on Thanksgiving. Who would have thought that using disaster victims as political political pawns might not be a great look. Shocking, I know. Let's play a little game of Who Said It, featuring some juicy quotes from Republicans trying to distance themselves from Trump's disaster relief circus. First up, we have Representative Ken Calvert, who bravely declared, "Californians are entitled to receive federal disaster assistance in the same manner as all Americans." Wow, Ken, way to go out on a limb there. Such courage, much bravery. But wait, there's more. House Speaker Mike Johnson, trying to have his cake and eat it too, suggested that federal aid should come with strings attached. He said, "It appears to us that state and local leaders were derelict in their duty in many respects. So that's something that has to be factored in." Ah yes, Mike, because nothing says compassion like pointing fingers while people's homes are turning into charcoal. And then we have the always eloquent Senator Tommy Tuberville from Alabama, who really outdid himself with this gem. They don't deserve anything, to be honest with you. Wow, Tommy, tell us how you really feel about your fellow Americans in need. Maybe he thinks California should just rake its forests harder. But the award for most wishy-washy statement goes to Representative Kevin Kiley, who masterfully stated the obvious. There is a lot of ambiguity about what constitutes conditions for disaster aid. Thanks for clearing that up, Kevin. We were all wondering what ambiguity meant. It's like watching a bunch of elephants trying to tiptoe through a china shop. These Republicans are doing more flip-flops than a fish out of water. It'd be funny if it wasn't so sad. The party of personal responsibility is suddenly very quiet about Trump's irresponsible behavior. Funny how that works, right?
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy.
Finally get to the bottom of those secret herbs and spices. Meanwhile, the Republican-led Congress is hard at work on another mystery. They want to find out what happened on January 6th.
But here's the kicker. Jesse Keenan, some fancy-pants associate professor, reminds us that the long-standing protocol among presidential administrations has been to leave any kind of electoral politics behind when it comes to any disaster declarations. Well, knock me over with a feather. You mean presidents aren't supposed to use natural disasters as bargaining chips? Someone should tell Donnie Diapers about this revolutionary concept. Well, folks, it looks like Trump's turned disaster relief into his own personal game of The Price is Right. But instead of contestants guessing the cost of a new washer dryer, we've got communities guessing if they'll get help after their homes burn down. Talk about must-see TV. But here's the kicker. Even the experts are saying this political hot potato could leave a nasty burn. Jesse Keenan, some smarty pants professor from Tulane, warns that playing politics with disaster aid could royally screw over communities for the long haul. Without Uncle Sam's wallet, recovery could take forever, leaving folks vulnerable to the next big disaster. It's like trying to rebuild your house with Legos. It might look cool, but it ain't gonna hold up when the big bad wolf comes huffing and puffing again. So what's the moral of this story? In the game of disaster politics, there are no winners, just a whole lot of losers with crispy houses and empty pockets. Maybe next time there's a natural disaster, we should just send in the clowns. Oh wait, they're already in charge.